Now, a new book entitled President Barrow, The Making of a New Gambia has been launched at a ceremony attended by senior government officials and academics. The book analyzes recent political developments in the Gambia. Khadija Juara tells us more.
This is the latest book that has surfaced since the peaceful change of government last December. It marks another important chapter in the history of the country as Gambians aim to build a new country under a new leadership. The launching ceremony brought together dignitaries, among them cabinet ministers and civil society organizations. In her launching statement, the Minister for Women Affairs, Fatoumata Jallow Tambajang, highlighted the importance of the book. The author, she said, captured crucial events in the book backed by quality analysis for the benefit of the reader.
I wish to call upon Gambians, especially young men, women and youths, to take up the noble challenge of writing and reading. I am aware of the fact that there are quite a good number of Gambian writers, and I'm sure that with some concerted efforts between them and the Minister of Higher Education, Banjul can soon become a world book capital.
The Executive Director, West African Education Foundation, Juka Jabang, reviewed the book. She said the book is dedicated to the late Solo Sanding, whose courage led people to the ballot revolution. She added that the book also talks about the incredible wave of brotherhood and love shown by Gambians during a difficult period in the country's history.
The book that we're about to launch today is the product of two experienced and knowledgeable personalities who are most qualified to take us through the unique journey that we're about to embark on. It is a narrative about the value and merits of Ubuntu, defined by Tal and Mane as the principle of solidarity and brotherliness among Africans, and how Gambians succeeded in averting a looming genocide without the loss of a single human soul.
The author Ibrahim Mane and Amadou Tal both pointed out that the book deals with New Gambia and events that took place in 2016. They said the important thing about the book is how it portrays the maturity of Gambians in effecting a peaceful revolution. Reporting for the news, I am Khadija Tujuara.
And he was captured in the aftermath of the 2006 presidential elections for his political activism. After 10 years of aggressive search of his whereabouts, the family of Kanyiba Kanyi, former divisional chair of the United Democratic Party, has given up his search and has organized a memorial in his honor. Our Echin Silva visited the family and now explains how his 10-year-old son and family are coping with his disappearance.
He is Abdusalam Kanyi, a 10-year-old son of Kanyiba Kanyi, one-time divisional secretary of the United Democratic Party, who on the 18th of September 2006 disappeared without trace.
They forcefully attacked him and then pushed him inside the taxi and then whisked him away.
Abdusalam was born only 6 months after his father's reported arrest and detention by unknown personnel believed to be agents of the former government. Kanyiba's whereabouts has since been a mystery to young Abdusalam and his mother Aisatu Kanyi, who witnessed her husband's arrest. Aisatu narrated how patiently she waited for Kanyiba's return. Little did she know that the presumptive reunion she yearned for would appear far-fetched today. She told us how she managed to cope with the outpour of questions from his son regarding her husband's whereabouts she even didn't know. Since his mysterious disappearance in 2006, the two have been under Kanyiba's younger brother's care. When the Kanyi too was reportedly arrested the same day his brother was picked up, but was released 24 hours later.
The same night, they came back, and after 30 minutes, they came again and asked for the same Kanyiba. I responded to them that Kanyiba, the first group came and then took him away. Then they said they didn't believe that. So they started to search under his beds, inside the bathroom, in the stores, but they cannot find him. Then they decided to forcefully push me again into the vehicle and then switch me also away.
Wandifa explained the numerous search efforts the family made to know their loved ones' whereabouts during the 10-year period. So far, no credible information can be obtained about him.
We went to Janjambure prison, and we went to Sarengai also, then we went to Central prison, Central Mile 2 prison. That place also, they told us that he is at Mile 2. So wherever we go, we cannot meet him because, you know, the security agents that we found there, they never allowed to even talk to us. We went to the court also, but, you know, the court made a ruling that, you know, he should be released. But unfortunately, the state didn't take that.
Today, family members have given up the decade-long search of their loved one and have organized a memorial in his honor pending an official confirmation of his death from government.
So we believe that he is not alive.
Kanyiba's case has been making the rounds since 2006. With the recent change of government, the police have brought cases similar to his on the forefront, and to find out, we headed to the police spokesperson for answers.
I cannot confirm that as of now, but looking at the circumstances, one may believe that he's passed away. You know, but to the level of the police, definitely we cannot confirm that because we don't just rely on speculations.
His mother, Fatunding Kanyi, is still trying to come to terms with her son's disappearance. During the 10-year period, she lost her husband, son, and now it appears she lost another son in Kanyiba. Kanyiba, she said, was the breadwinner of the family, and his disappearance is tragic, added the devastated mother. Sarah Dabo, a representative of the United Democratic Party, assured the family of the party's support as he described the victim as a very important UDP member in the 2006 presidential elections. Abdul Salam is now in his 4th grade at Jamisa Primary School, hoping to graduate someday and fill that void his father left in the family. Meanwhile, the family may have thrown the towel in search of Kanyiba, but like many other victims of alleged disappearance, his family is vowing not to relent in their resolve to seek justice for their loved one's alleged death. Etienne Silva, GRTS News.
And the general public is hereby notified that Kanilai Ferry shall be withdrawn for breakdown maintenance for 48 hours with effect from Monday, 15th May 2017. And any inconvenience caused to the traveling public is deeply regretted as GPA officials try to restore services as soon as possible. And the Fajikunda Major Health Center has conducted their 6th annual award ceremony and data presentation program. The initiative was meant to recognize the efforts of hospital staff and motivate hard-working ones. Saidu Kamara has the details.
27 staff of Fajikunda Major Health Center have been awarded certificates in recognition of their commitment and dedication to work. Health officials say the move is designed to encourage staff of the health center to continue to deliver better services to patients.
I would like to say this to the entire staff of Fajikunda Major Health Center. For a wonderful working year of 2016. If it is left to me alone, I will reward each and every one of you. But we need to give to those who have worked extra mile to make our noble facility the envy of other facilities.
The Regional Director of Health Services Western Region, Alaji Sankare, said data play a vital role in accurate, timely and accessible care in the planning of health services.
These concerns not only relate to the quality of medical and health records documentation, but also to the collection of healthcare statistics at all levels, from the hospitals to the smallest clinic or outreach post. At the hospital or clinic level, statistics are used to assess how much services are being used to enable the facility to make appropriate financial and administrative plans and to conduct vital research.
Other speakers, including Famara Fati, urged staff of the health facility to work towards the achievement of quality healthcare services.
One reason why people want to be doing a good job or a job well done is because they are committed. It's because they always remember that they are in a certain position for a reason, and therefore they can force themselves to an extent to make sure that they satisfy their clients.
This ceremony, which is an annual exercise, is expected to further enhance service delivery in the health sector.
Nurses comprise 60 to 80% of the healthcare workforce of all countries in the world. The nurse is the only healthcare provider that is around 24/7. Let me hasten to say that we shouldn't be complacent about this, and this must not make you see yourself as the most important members of the team.
The latest presentation is the 6th edition of the award ceremony, organized by the Health Center. Saidu Kamara, GRCS News.
And Tough Gambia Homes is back with a bang as the company is set to unveil new opportunities for young Gambians. Aissatou Keita reports.
For the leading property developer in the Gambia, Tough Africa Homes gathered business partners from across the world to talk business.
Tough Africa, it's known for real estate development, but I'm an entrepreneur, and my success was all out of the Gambia. I started working some 40 years ago, and then started my business about 27 years ago. And I've reached an age where I think we have made significant development in entrepreneurship, and I want to give back. I want to connect as many people as possible. I would love to help and mentor young Gambian entrepreneurs so they can be much more even successful than myself.
As the pioneer of private real estate in the Gambia, the company remains one of the leading property developers in Africa, operating in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria, Uganda and Mozambique. The event, which brought together key investors from Senegal, Nigeria, Switzerland and the UK, was meant to give them the rare opportunity to network, share experiences, thus build partnership between Gambia and the outside world.
It is very encouraging to see successful African businessmen receiving the kind of support from the country in general. We pray and hope that this will expand and spill over to all other Africans and give younger people, like he mentioned, his company is using a bow tie made by a young Gambian lady. And I think that's an encouragement in itself, and we should be proud of that.
It was a great moment for key local entrepreneurs as they prepare to network and expand their businesses.
It's a tremendous opportunity to bring together all these professionals, entrepreneurs, as well as some international agencies to come together. I think the more we have these to network and get to discover what we can do together, the more and the better we can do. As you would know, Tough has been doing some great things, not only in the Gambia, but all over Africa, and particularly in Nigeria. I think he has a lot of goodwill, has a lot of experience, and is willing to share. So we congratulate him on that, and we certainly embrace that.
We hope that others will emulate, so that this becomes a national feature in this country, where we have occasions where people from different walks of life would meet, discuss, and really come out with tangible results.
As the Gambia marches forward under a new administration, such platforms open greater opportunities for businesses. The CEO of Tough Africa Homes says there is more for Gambians to benefit.
I'm about to set up my foundation. I think by December, inshallah, we're going to set up our foundation. We're trying to raise funds where we'll be helping small businesses. We will be mentoring young people. And work more like a social entrepreneur than an entrepreneur who only sees profit, and profit making in business. We want to be more socially responsible and play our role as Gambia.
With this forum described as a one-off event in the country, the leading property development company is set to realize its objective in Africa, using its slogan, "Our experience is global, our focus is Africa." For GRTS News, this is Aissatou Keita.
And as part of his countrywide tour of military installations, The Gambia's Army Chief, Lieutenant General Masane Kinte, has highlighted the Gambia Armed Forces and government's commitment to improve the living and working conditions of soldiers. Mahmoud Bajan has the rest of that story.
Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Masane Kinte, briefed soldiers on the significance of the Gambia's recent political and democratic dispensation. During meetings with soldiers at Nyongon, Farafenye, Laminkoto and Basse, he said this has created restructuring challenges geared towards bettering the army.
We have to unite ourselves as a people. This is a huge responsibility, and no one person, no one tribe, no one region, no one town, no matter how big it is, will be able to deliver this service. The reason why we have people across the length and breadth of this country is because we have a country to protect, and that is at the very core of our function as members of the armed forces.
At Kudang, Pakaliba and other military installations, Gambia National Army Commander Brigadier General Mohamed Ocham reminded the soldiers of their primary mandate as defenders of the country's sovereignty. The Army Commander also urged the men and women in uniform to maintain professionalism.
Life is a very long journey. Okay. And most of the time, you don't sit down and say, all right, I'll wait for people to do this for me. There are certain things you can do for yourselves. And doing the things you can do for yourself is trying to be the best you can be. You have time. Apart from your military duties, you have long time to yourself. Use the opportunity whilst you are serving in the army to uplift yourself professionally.
While dismissing rumors that 2,000 soldiers will be removed from the army, Sirius Kinti additionally warned the soldiers to stay away from illegal engagements, including drug abuse and trafficking.
Ahua! Ahua! Morale! Morale! How high? How high? Excellent. We are all here to serve the people of this country. And therefore that calls us to always reflect on the need for us to serve in a professional capacity, in a way that would be to the admiration and the appreciation of the Gambian people.
At various meetings, soldiers came up with remarks and suggestions ranging from credit union to transport and other logistical challenges. Accommodation problems, threats of armed robbery and cattle theft, especially along border settlements, were also highlighted. After underscoring the need for civil-military relations, the Army Chief and other officials called on soldiers to remain loyal to the Army and the country.
As good citizens, it is our duty to be loyal to our country. We have a set of rules that govern our behaviors. Okay. So as good citizens, as good soldiers, you have to respect those rules.
Female soldiers raised concerns of their restriction to marriage in their first 5 years of service and appealed for an assessment of the restriction. Modu Bajan reporting for GRTS News.
At the Gambia College on Saturday held the graduation ceremony for the 2016 batch, and over 2,300 students have graduated at a colorful ceremony held at the college's ground in Brikama. Alajimbai reports.
The Gambia College was established by an Act of Parliament in 1978, mandated to train the middle-class workforce of the country.
The college has remained an orphan institution for far too long, and this must not go on. For so long we have been left without the required resources that will help college improve on its quality and also on service delivery.
The guest speaker, Dr. Babukar Sar, advised graduates to be prepared to contribute meaningfully to the socio-economic development of the country through commitment, self-actualization, and innovation.
All hands will be needed on deck. No level is insignificant, because from every station of our respective working lives, there should be the potential for each and every one of us to make his or her unique contribution.
Dr. Sarr also urged graduates to remain committed to working in the public sector, noting that government has invested a lot in their trainings to strengthen the country's civil service.
Taken together, we can think of the kind of selfless hard work in the face of varying conditions, working conditions, conducive or otherwise, that could yield desirable results and lead to job satisfaction. About the way this institution has been able to accept but also deal with the challenges progressively.
The chairman of the Gambia College Governing Council, Ibrahim Attas Donde, and the principal of the college, Abubakar Jallo, both thanked donors and partners of the college while highlighting the numerous challenges the college is faced with.
There is so much to be done to bring this institution to the level that we all desire. We must continue to work and take advantage of this new dispensation by building bridges between our partners in the tertiary sector and those at the higher education sector, like the University of the Gambia.
The schools face some constraints, and the constraints include transportation, scientific laboratories, computers and printers, so that the students and the staff will be able to have access to these modern IT facilities to facilitate teaching and learning.
Alajimbai, GRTS.
And President Xi Jinping of China has said that his pioneered One Belt, One Road initiative for international cooperation was aimed at complementing the development strategies of countries, boost economic development and promote people-to-people cooperation along the new Silk Road in Asia, Europe and Africa. Rohibite reports.
Xi Jinping's speech at the opening of the One Belt, One Road Forum, focusing on globalization, trade relations, infrastructure, and people-to-people cooperation, as well as poverty alleviation and security. The China One Belt, One Road initiative was introduced to the world in 2013 by President Xi Jinping, and it aims to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through a vital channel of cooperation.
In the pipeline, today, a multi-dimensional infrastructure network is taking shape, one that is underpinned by economic corridors such as...
The forum attracts over 1,000 delegates from all over the world to Beijing, with over 100 countries and 70 international organizations participating.
The Belt and Road Initiative responds to the trend of the times, conforms to the law of development, and meets the people's interests. It surely has broad prospects.
The Belt and Road Initiative, according to President Xi Jinping, traces its route to the glory of the Asian Silk Road, which shows that distance is not a barrier. The initiative, he added, is not meant to reinvent the wheel, but rather aims to complement development strategies of countries involved. The Belt and Road Initiative, he said, will help to promote win-win solutions, and since its inception, the initiative has seen enhanced infrastructure connectivity, improved road and rail links, and increase in trade. It is also aimed to narrow the gap between the rich and the poor.
These 4 years have seen increased trade connectivity. China has worked with other countries involved in the Belt and Road Initiative to promote trade and investment facilitation and improve business environment.
Finance, he said, is the lifeblood of modern economies. Hence, China is committing 100 billion yuan, about $14.5 billion US, to the Silk Road Fund and call on development banks to support projects of the Belt and Road.
We should establish a stable and a sustainable financial safeguard system that keeps risks under control. Create new models of investment and financing. Encourage greater cooperation.
President Vladimir Putin of Russia highlighted the numerous crises the world is currently faced with and the need for new ideas, free from stereotypes, to promote a new engine of growth.
The imbalances in the social and economic development, the crisis of the old model of globalization, all of this results in negative consequences for relations among states as well as for international security, poverty, social chaos, a colossal gap and the developmental level of countries and regions.
President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey described the Belt and Road Initiative as a historic win-win project that will serve peace and a strategy for sustainable growth and development. According to the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, for countries to benefit from the initiative, there is the need to strengthen links by ensuring the benefit reach beyond cities. The forum is expected to feature discussions on a series of agreements, the need to improve cooperation among countries, and the launching of the Belt and Road trade connectivity. Rohi Bitey, reporting for GRT's News from Beijing, China.
And the founder of the Ida Bass Kidney Foundation has said that her foundation is set to embark on more activities in the Gambia. The foundation recently brought surgeons and other health experts to the country. The group has been providing free medical services to patients at the Edward Francis Mall Teaching Hospital. Earlier, Teneng Jite caught up with Saley Flatsrod to discuss the team's presence in the country. And here's an excerpt.
It was started in June 2013, shortly after my mother was diagnosed with end-stage renal failure.
And how has the journey been ever since?
Stressful, but very rewarding at the same time, because when you're making a difference in healthcare, especially with patients with chronic disease like kidney failure, I mean, they need all the help and support that they can get, and that's what we're here to provide.
What are the plans for the foundation right now?
The plan for the foundation is obviously to strengthen the partnership with the hospital, and also to continue to provide desperately needed support for the patients.
How about long-term plans in the future? What do you hope to do for Gambians?
To build a dialysis hospital, and eventually we're hoping to perform kidney transplant in the Gambia.
And that's Teneng Jite talking to Saley Flatsrod about the Ida Bass Kidney Foundation. And find out after the break the latest news from the ongoing interdepartmental football tournament. Stay tuned.
Hey, Dave.
Welcome back. Now, the interdepartmental football match between Gambia Radio and Television Services and the Gambia Armed Forces have failed to proceed following a disagreement with the time stated by match officials for both halves of the encounter. Mamadou Lamin Sane, the details.
It was a game that failed to kick off as the tournament opener for these two sides. And for the second time, Gambia Armed Forces and GRTS football teams failed to kick a ball. The latest cancellation has nothing to do with fixture arrangements, but a disagreement over the preferred allocated time for the encounter. Both sides will now wait for a ruling by the organizing body of the National Interdepartmental Sports Association, with the previous games played in different allocated timing used by the organizers. The two teams had differing views about the day's encounter.
We came to the field as early as 8:30. We filled our match form, and the referee called the captains. My captain said that we're going to play 35 minutes, and which the referee agreed on. Okay, So at the end of the day, their coach said that they are not going to play 35 minutes.
Even though the tournament rules is silence on the matter, Nisa matches had been played below 45-minute mark.
And I'm expecting the committee to at least give us our 3 points that we deserve, because we've played these guys for the past 20 minutes and they said they are not going to play. So why are they overturning their decision to come and play again?
The whole thing is disappointing. Simply because this is not the focus of NISA. The focus of NISA is to bring institutions together, to play football and have fun and interact. You understand? So with the two teams coming here and failing to play due to a disagreement that would have been avoided, is definitely very unfortunate.
When we approached the head coach of the Gambia Armed Forces NISA football team for an interview, he remained silent on the issue. For JRS Sports, this is Modlamin Sane. It was a...
And why are protesters in Guinea angry at mining companies in Boke? We'll be back with these and other stories right after the break. Stay tuned.
He's back again. Yes! Last year, we gave away a brand new Hyundai Accent. This year, we are giving out a Hyundai Tucson 4-wheel. Isn't that cool? For a limited time only, you can stand a chance of winning bags of rice, onions, sugar, and 20 liters of pure vegetable cooking oil by maintaining a deposit balance of $10,000 to $50,000 in your GT Bank account for 3 months. And when you deposit over $50,000, you could win a motorcycle, fridge freezer, or a 32-inch LED TV. And even more, maintain over $200,000 in your GT Bank account from April to December and stand a chance to win a brand new Hyundai Tucson or catch a return ticket to Dubai plus $2,000 pocket money or a bedroom set. So start saving now and be a winner with GT Bank. GT Bank Save and Win. Terms and conditions apply. GT Bank, wouldn't you rather bank with us?
And the Guineans are protesting against what they describe as big projects that have done little to better the lot of Guineans. The protesters are angry at mining companies reaping the resource-rich West African nation. We have details in this report by CGTN.
Results of a protest in this Guinean bauxite mining town. Mostly unemployed youth vented their anger on shops, government buildings and private vehicles. It took police gunfire to disperse the protesters. The result, activities at top miners SNB and CBG were halted. Each of these companies export around 15 million tons of aluminium iron ore annually.
We saw a huge crowd that we couldn't resist because there were stones. We were forced to fire some shots to free the road and flee.
The unrest has since died down, but it underscores the challenge Guinea faces as it seeks to develop by allowing mining companies to extract metals from its tropical hills. Guinea has some of the richest iron ore and bauxite deposits in the world. It also has proven reserves of gold and diamonds, but it still remains very poor. The country placed 6th from the bottom of the UN Human Development Index last year. The disparity has made it somewhat of a poster child for the resource curse. For residents, it was a 5-day power cut, a spate of water shortages, and a fatal accident involving a bauxite truck that finally tipped the riots.
It was because of the problem of electricity. We've been dealing with unemployment for a long time since the population has been patient. But it's the electricity problem that put us over the edge. There is no water, there is no electricity.
It's an unfortunate curse that happens in many resource-rich countries, where what wealth does not translate to development. It's a case of, like they say, resource curse, and the problem is one of governance and transparency.
Projects do not always bring wider benefits, and even when they do, expectations can be unrealistically high. President across the country will open up remote areas to development. Vic Chege, CGTN. Results of a protest.
And that's all we had time for in this edition of the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories once again. The Kanyi family has held a memorial service for Kanyiba Kanyi, an executive member of the United Democratic Party who disappeared from the public since 2006. And 2 civil servants have published a book on President Barrow and the making of a new Gambia. and over 2,000 teachers have graduated at the Gambia College. And in internationals, protesters demanding improved infrastructure at Guinea's mining region of Boke put the activities of international mining companies on the spotlight. And that was all in this edition of the News at 8 with me, Fatima Tassise. Thank you for joining us, but we'll be back in the studios at 2200 hours with more news. Until then, do stay tuned.
Gambia and Senegal have committed themselves to raising the countries' bilateral relations to a strategic new partnership. In this regard, the Senegalo-Gambian Permanent Secretariat, an interstate institution for harmonization of policies and cooperation between the Republic of the Gambia and Republic of Senegal, proudly presents a two-day high-level networking forum for both public and private sector institutions in the country's bilateral relations to a strategic new partnership. In this regard, the Senegalo-Gambian Permanent Secretariat, an interstate institution for harmonization of policies and cooperation between the Republic of the Gambia and Republic of Senegal, proudly presents a two-day high-level networking forum for both public and private sector institutions within Senegal and the Gambia, under the theme, Bringing People of Senegambia in a Single Interactive Multi-Sectoral Business Platform. The event is taking place from Thursday 25th to Friday 26 May 2017 at the King Fahd Place Hotel in Dakar, Senegal. Sponsors are invited to this all-important event that shall shape the two nations' future economies. For information on how to be a sponsor of this event, call 990-8343 or 7890-132 or 676-7002. The Gambia and Senegal, two nations, one people, one voice.